Hey Sagittarius, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your weekly and see what's going on for you. 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. 2 of Cups, 5 of Wands, Queen of Swords. Something's worth fighting for. Something's not being walked away from, but it also leaves you potentially at a point of not making a decision. So we'll see what that's about. So 2 of Cups, like, something is worth it, but with the 5 of Wands, there could be confusion about, like, not necessarily why it's worth it, but how it works. Expectations. Who's doing what? You know, there could be a lack of communication in some way because, like, everyone's shouting and it's like, you know, pay attention to me, see me. And so we need to kind of manifest something. Something needs to kind of Mary Poppins. You know how she just showed up and she's like, I fixed everything. Like, a little Mary Poppins action. But the Queen of Pentacles reverse, it's like it's not quite out of there yet because you don't know where the time and energy is going. So with the Magician, the Hermit, there needs to be some stuff figured out about it. Like, it isn't just a lickety-split. But also with the Magician, it's like you have all this energy behind it where you could figure it out. You could work with it. Somebody may not be ready to talk. And that's why you can't make the decisions. That's why you can't move forward. That's why you do still have to kind of figure out who's doing what, expectations. And keep going back to expectations. Because the Emperor, somebody on this 2 of Cups wants the control. Somebody wants to be the one that's like, this is the right way to do things. And you're like, no. Or like, that's not really the way I see it. And it's keeping this kind of barrier between, you know, this happy, fulfilled completement. Is that even a word? Completion. Yeah. So I feel like there has to be discussions that happen. And people kind of like, everyone feels overloaded. Everyone feels like there's just double the amount of stuff. Because you go from the 5 to the 10, but it's reversed. Which means like, okay, once we have these conversations, once the expectations are set, everyone can kind of breathe again. But people either want it, I'm hearing quick and dirty, that's disgusting, but it's what's coming out. Somebody just wants it to move faster than what it should be moving. And you're like, no, we need to slow down and like really think about it. So what happens when you do that? Somebody, I don't know if someone isn't being mature enough or isn't ready. They're not ready to really work on something yet. It almost feels like a them problem, not a you problem. Because I feel like with the Magician, you're like, no, like, we can Mary Poppins this. Spoonful of sugar it. You know, whatever it is. It's like, but there's expectations that have to be set in some way. And I'm not sure the other person fully sees where you're coming from yet, but it's almost like something has to bite them in the tush before they get there. Because it's like, oh, that's what Sag was talking about. Because I feel like they're still in this Emperor energy. Give me one more on that. Justice. Yeah, there's going to be, sorry, Sag, you were right. But it's like, there is something that pops up that they're like, oh, that's what Sag meant. I do get that vibe. Like, they're not ready yet. So I think if, you know, this could be work situation, coworker, family, actual relationship, there's just a reciprocity that isn't quite there yet. So you have kind of what you want. Like, you know that this 10 of Cups-ish energy is possible with the Piggins. But something has to change, and you have to kind of mama bear that. You have to kind of stand your ground a touch on that and be like, no. Like, you want to be Emperor. You want to play Emperor, but I'm the Emperor, Empress. So, yeah, let me drive, okay? I've driven this route many times. I know where I'm going. So, it's going to get annoying. There's an annoyance factor. I'm not going to lie. There's something where you're just like, But the motivation's there. The drive is there. Once it gets going, it finally gets going. But initially, it can feel like, you know those 3D paintings that, like, you have to stare at them for a while? Like, you saw the sailboat, like, hours ago, but this person's still staring at it like, I can't see the sailboat yet. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's right there. Like, see the sailboat, okay? So, seven of diamonds. You know, that it's so weird because, like, I never usually look at those numbers on there, but there is something about it that is kind of 7 of Pentacles. So you're waiting for it. That wanted to come out. I never look at those, but, yeah, the fire's there and you're waiting for it and you're like, come on, come on. So, the birds. I feel like, I know I'm going a little long on this. They're not going to believe you until they get their own kind of validation for what they're like. Oh, okay. Well, they need it from like 3 different sources when you're standing right there. It's like, let me consult Google. And you're like, I'm right here. What the hey nanny nanny? Okay. Yeah, but it's like, okay, you think it's important. We need to like chappy chappy. So like I said, there's an annoyance thing. There's like, someone, I feel like, let go of the whoopee. Somebody feels like they're in their comfort zone, but it's like, no, come on. Get going. You could be the one in your comfort zone. You're the one that could need validation too. So I'm not saying like you're a total angel, but you probably are. Yeah, there's just like knowing when to strike, seeing your moment, taking it. There could be a little surprise that kind of knocks them out of their little orbit they're in. And it's a good thing because you're like, okay, let's go. So, it is kind of contingent on somebody kind of, like I said, getting out of their comfort zone, letting go of their whoopee, and then you can make it move. All right, Sag, that's what I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.